battery left, so I'm not sure if I'll have it back. Sure.
I'm at 102. Is that enough?
Well, you know, this is fine saying because we should have done the second one on Saturday. Yesterday. But the turnaround, I think they were bringing everybody fucking back here. Other one's 164. I'm going to stay on this battery. Do you have my feed?
Mr. Stein? Mr. Stein, mine's at 100. Is that okay? Like 100 minutes? Did you say something? I can't tell if you had a response. I can't hear you.
I can hear you, yes. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I can hear you now. It keeps bouncing back and forth between me hearing you and me barely hearing you. Very, very, very faintly. Like during the ceremony, I probably wouldn't be able to. I can, but then it like goes away. Like I hear you loudly and then it goes quiet. It doesn't make sense. I don't know, I'll hear you and then like it'll like go quiet.
Switch these, take this. Let me see.
It's on my ear.
Okay.
Okay. I can hear you.
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, my shot's gonna be like still the whole time, so I got you. I can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you. camera.
Good evening and welcome, parents, teachers, special guests, and members of the class of 2020. Welcome to Mepham High School's 82nd annual commencement. Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance Please be seated. We are going to have a great ceremony. I'm keeping my eye on my radar. We're going to be fine. Before I begin, I want to remind you that thanks to Belmore Broadcasting, we are live streaming this ceremony. So please do not attempt to stream from your own devices. You are here. We're using hotspots that can be slowed down or shut off completely if there is too much traffic. But remember, a recorded version of all ceremonies will be sent to you by tomorrow. Today we celebrate and honor a special group of young men and women, the class of 2020. Students are all bright, creative, outgoing, and have really, truly embraced the Mepham spirit. Among this group of graduates are 200 National Honor Society members and 11 Gilder Lehrman Scholars. In addition, this class has been awarded over $9 million worth of scholarships and will attend some of the finest colleges and universities in the country. Also, some students will serve our country and join the military, and others will use their skills to become productive members of our workforce. So let's give them all a round of applause. While we are here today to celebrate the talented young men and women of the class of 2020, we also want to recognize our parents, guardians, and family members for all their support. So seniors, turn around, give your parents and friends a high five, and thank them for all that they have done to guide you through your years in education. Now I would like to take a moment to recognize the leaders of this outstanding class. We thank our senior advisors, Ms. Kratzer and Dr. Ruscio, and our officers. If you're here, please stand. Senior Class President, Stephanie Simone. Vice President, Brianna Thier. Secretary, Chloe Shipley. And Treasurer, Kirsten Knowles. With the assistance of Ms. Kratzer and Dr. Ruscio, these students have helped guide the class through their senior year and have contributed significantly to its success. Thank you and congratulations. Next, as a special gift to our graduates, I invite the Poet Laureate of the class of 2020, Julia Gobes, to the stage to address her classmates with an original piece entitled Growing Pains.
Growing pains. Monday nights on the bleachers blurring together with Tuesday afternoons, staring out the window waiting for the bell to ring impatient as always. There were weeks that we celebrated in the hallways, fist bumped our friends and raced the rain down the street. And there were evenings that were quiet, just as unforgettable, soaking in the 15 seconds after the song ends where we don't know if we should dance or cry. We spend our days now remembering what we love most that we lost, moments that we never dreamed would end dissolving in the light. Some days I wake up with an electric pulse waking my body, a sharp jolt in the right knee, a pause in the movement of the earth that helps me remember that where I came from and where I will go are both places that promise growth. Thank you.
Thank you, Julia. This year was filled with exceptional pirate pride. We had our annual traditions, including homecoming, battle of the classes, the flag field of honor, fall and winter athletics, and who could forget Mr. Mepham, just to name a few. In fact, right before the shutdown, our kickline Pirates also achieved an unprecedented national championship in early March. Such events, as well as our academic program, have helped mold the young adults that you are today. You have all contributed significantly to the culture at Mepham that fosters artistry, athleticism, scholarship, and service. I'm certain that you will continue to do so as you move on to the next chapter in your lives. But during that next phase, please remember to take time to self-reflect and see how you can make this world a better place. Ask yourself, what makes me a good person? What value can I offer? And most importantly, how can I be more compassionate and respectful? I'm sure that many of you have already asked yourself similar questions, especially during these recent and difficult times. In fact, the hard times in life actually help you become more reflective so that you can learn from such challenges. I've always believed that if something doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. Over the last few months, you have all continued to persevere and did your best to cope with the many challenges that were taking place around you. As a result, I'm certain that you will step into the future with more purpose, vision, compassion, and hope. I know that we are heading into an uncertain future, and everyone says that things will not be the same as they were before. But I know that they will be better, because when we got through the tough challenges, we learned about who we were and who we are and what we value. I believe that the future at Mepham will be even better as you all become productive citizens. When you look back at your years at Mepham, this year will likely stick out as one that made you a bit more anxious or pushed you to your limits. At the same time, this was also a year where we all experienced a tremendous amount of growth. We challenged our comfort zones and forced the kind of development that some of us may not have been ready for. Still, we did the best that we could. Seniors, regardless of where you go and what you become, the support and encouragement of your families will always be there, as well as the many lessons that you learned at Mepham High School. I challenge you to use what you've learned to make our world a better place. Please remain hopeful, and remember, as I always say, with a positive outlook, everyone will achieve positive outcomes. Congratulations again. Now, as a tradition that we started 12 years ago, I will turn the graduation ceremony over to the students and allow the senior class president, Ms. Stephanie Simone, to serve as our MC. The class of 2020 has truly been fortunate to have Stephanie Simone as their president. Stephanie spent the last 2 years working with her fellow officers and planning many activities and fundraisers. She has proven to be both a leader academically and athletically. She is dedicated, motivated, bright, and has a tremendous amount of pride in Mepham and in her class. Stephanie also served as a student representative this past year on the board of Education of Belmore, Maryland. Her leadership and character will always be remembered. Please welcome to the stage your class president, Stephanie Simone.
My name is Stephanie Simone, and I am the senior class president. On behalf of the class of 2020, I want to welcome all faculty, staff, family, and friends here today. It is my honor to represent my class as we look back on our journey over the past 3.5 years. Back in September 2016, we were just freshmen, thrown together with upperclassmen who seemed years older and wiser. We were scared. We didn't understand there was a correct way to walk in the hallway, and we had no idea that there were rules governing who could sit on the senior ledge. More than anything, though, we looked up to the seniors, who looked like really old, really tall adults who we thought had their lives all figured out. Well, here we are today, 4 years later, and I think it's safe to say those seniors really didn't have it all figured out. And now, as seniors ourselves, we don't have it all figured out either. Today, as many of us set our sights on college next year, or joining the workforce, or taking a gap year, or traveling or enlisting in the service, we still have a lot of figuring out to do. I think most of us can remember some great times throughout high school. But let's rewind to our last first day together as seniors. We all woke up that September morning, knowing it would be the one and only time we were happy to get out of bed at 6:30 in the morning. We were finally seniors, those tall, adult-looking kids who seemed to have it all figured out. We finally got to drive ourselves to school and park in the senior lot. We then walked through the back doors and immediately headed for the senior ledge because it was now finally our ledge. We felt like we owned the world. Together, united, nothing could stand in our way. Soon it was time for homecoming, and once again we owned the world. We all came together in the Mepham parking lot the Sunday night before the game to decorate our cars. Laughing, screaming, having the best time ever, we'll never forget that day. Then spirit was started, and again we made memories. Dressing up each day, there was no end to our creativity, our enthusiasm, our ability to put differences aside and become one unified class. Homecoming was September 28th. We took over the bleachers, some of us in our black senior jerseys, some of us with our chests painted, some of us with sunburns seared into a big P for Pirates. Our voices carried throughout the entire game as we cheered our football team on. The game was definitely closer than anticipated, but we won 14-7. As we left the game, we slapped each other flat, and we felt like we owned the world once again. The last greatest moment together was Battle of the Classes. Although we didn't know it then, Battle of the Classes would actually be the last senior event of the year. No one expected the seniors to sell as many shirts as we did, but we put the freshmen, softs, and juniors away and took what was ours, the large bleachers. As each senior walked into the gym dressed in black, we were there to win, and we did just that. And this year wasn't like the rest, where other grades seemed to have beat the seniors, but the seniors still won. We actually dominated, and we felt like we owned the world. Then a few months later, the world changed. On March 13th, an ordinary Friday, we walked through the back doors of Mepham as if it was any old, ordinary day. Yes, we were aware of what was going on, but we thought the school might be closed for a couple of days for deep cleaning, and we picked up a few days later where we left off. As we gathered at the ledge, my friend Kira said, "Guys, this could be our last day of high school." We all told her she was being crazy, and just like that, we went on our own way to class. The next day, though, our lives as seniors officially changed. We didn't return to school as planned. Not the next day, or the next week, or the next month. When May 1st rolled around and we were still sheltering at home, our hearts broke. May 1st, Commitment Day, the day when seniors historically dress up and tell the world what their plans are for the coming fall. The day when we tell the world we figured it all out. Needless to say, we were all blindsided by the coronavirus. We were never going back to high school. Not to thank our teachers in person, get our yearbook signed, read to Principal Gomez or Assistant Principals Mr. Dell, Dr. Barney, Mr. Sapini. Never again sitting on the senior ledge. Never again going to La Piazza or Chipotle during lunch. Never again being part of a Mepham Pirate scheme. Never again being able to count down the days of our senior year. Despite the many nevers, however, the pandemic did make us stronger. We became part of the first ever distance learning experiment Mepham had ever known. And we found ways to stay connected and unified. We learned that we never take anything for granted again. Our friends, our families, our teachers, and our school. No one will ever understand the heartbreak and frustration we went through during this time. While trying to describe this day, I came across a quote by Oprah Winfrey to the class of 2020. "I know you may not feel like it, but you are indeed the chosen class for such a time as this." The class of 2020, we're also a united class, the pandemic class, that has the entire world striving to graduate with you. This is exactly right. We are a strong and powerful class, a class that has been united by all we have accomplished and all we've been through together. It's safe to say our graduating class is so much more than any other graduating class. realize now we're not leaving Mepham. Mepham is my family and yours too. We're all part of a community that bonds us together, that brings us home in times of happiness and in times of trouble. We're all in this together, and we will always be in this together. Congratulations to you all. Once a pirate, always a pirate. Thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce to you Riley Cornell from our class, who would like to say a few words about Christopher Gleason, who we lost back in June 2017.
Mr. Fred, I'm only at 49 minutes. Should I change my battery?
Christopher Gleason was my best friend. A friend who should be here with me, who was smart, kind, generous, and funny. The kind of friend that I would have kept for life. I met Chris on the first day of kindergarten at Newbridge Road School. And as my mom likes to tell me, the first thing I said when I came out of class that day was, "So I met this boy. His name is Chris and he's really funny." And from that day in kindergarten until the day that Christopher passed, he was always my best friend. Even if we didn't talk as frequently, I always knew that he was somebody that would be there for me forever, and I would be there for him as well. He was super smart, hilarious, and amazingly kind. He was like a brother to me and my little sister Lily, who loved him so much. I cherish all the memories I have with him by my side, whether it was going to the beach, performing in talent shows, movie nights, or just hanging out with each other. All of it is held in a special place. Chris was always willing to lend a hand, a smile, and a hug whenever you needed it. He was always a loyal and loving friend, and he was always there for everyone, no matter the circumstance. He deserved to be here today, to be graduating with all of us, and to be moving on to achieve all of his goals and dreams that I am sure he would have achieved. He never would have let anything stop him from getting to the amazing future ahead of him. I'm truly heartbroken that I will never get to see the things that he would have achieved. The only thing that makes me smile about losing him is that I know he's with me every single day in my heart, and I know he's watching us and congratulating us right now. He'll be part of my world forever, and I hope he's always remembered for being the amazing person he was.
Thank you, Riley. The traditional definition of a high school salutatorian is a student with the second highest average in the graduating class. Spencer Mattis, the salutatorian of the class of 2020, is an outstanding student on so many levels. As an AP scholar with distinction, Spencer possesses a genuine love of learning that is evident in all that he does. Spencer is an integral member of the Mepham community and has participated in many extracurricular activities. He is not the guy who just concentrates on schoolwork. Rather, he continues to thrive on being a lifelong learner. Spencer is by far one of the most beloved and respected students at Mepham. Spencer will continue his education in the fall at Binghamton University in their Scholars Program. Ladies and gentlemen, your class salutatorian, Spencer Mattis.
Good morning, Principal Gomez, Assistant Principals Mr. Del Rosario, Mr. Safina, Dr. Karn, teachers, administrators, parents, distinguished guests, and graduates. Or, good afternoon, depending on what time of day your ceremony is being held. My name is Spencer Mattis, and it is both a privilege and an honor to be part of Mepham's Class of 2020 graduation celebration. Of course, we'd all hoped to celebrate this auspicious occasion together as a class, but the current pandemic has thrown a curveball into not only our graduation plans, but the world's trajectory as well. We must not let this moment in our history define our futures. It will, however, always be a part of who we are and where we come from, and will undoubtedly serve to motivate and remind us to look towards the future while simultaneously embracing the past. Our journeys to reach this moment have all been as different and unique as we are as individuals. Each of us has overcome our own obstacles, trials, and tribulations as we forge our paths to becoming who we are and who we aspire to be. I think back to us as overzealous and naive middle school students. No longer in elementary school, we were prepared for everything and anything except lockers. Regardless of which elementary school we came from, we quickly bonded over our shared and ubiquitous fear of lockers. It was only a matter of time before we successfully learned how to navigate not only our locker combinations, but the stairways and halls of middle school as well. Before we knew it, we were sailing on towards our next seemingly daunting challenge, high school. It took time, support, encouragement from teachers, administrators, family, and friends, and yes, more than a few mistakes along the way. But we all adjusted and found our niche at Mepham. Here, we were encouraged to try new experiences, whether they were classes, sports teams, clubs, or a myriad of other activities. Mepham provided us with a treasure trove of possibilities and choices. Whether it was through a challenging course, a dedicated teacher, or an influential extracurricular activity, we discovered our passions and interests that will in turn steer us towards our future goals. Perhaps, even more importantly, we also learned what did not resonate with us, and we adjusted accordingly to discover what we did have an affinity for. It is this determination and ability to shift our focus and alter our paths when necessary that will help us chart our way through any formidable challenges we encounter. In the face of this pandemic, the class of 2020 has stepped up to creatively circumvent the COVID crisis. Some of us have utilized skills acquired from our time in Mepham by making masks and other personal protective equipment for our frontline heroes. Others have contributed by arranging or participating in food drives to aid those in need. Still others have mitigated the current state of affairs by keeping the Belmore-Merrick Central High School District community informed and connected by creating informative news stories, heartwarming videos, and fun virtual gameplays. We have all risen to the challenge of distance learning and proven to ourselves and the world that the class of 2020 will persevere and find ways to make the world a better place. Our teachers, administrators, family, friends, and parents have offered support, guidance, comfort, encouragement, and love all the way along our journey. We do not express it frequently enough, but thank you for everything you have done and will continue to do. To the class of 2020, I humbly impart this advice. If you are ever feeling gloomy, hop on an elevator. It's quite the uplifting experience, and it helps you on multiple levels. Congratulations, and may the force be with you, always.
Thank you, Spencer. With the highest academic average of the class of 2020, Alyssa Diogardi has earned the distinction of valedictorian. Alyssa has been recognized as an AP Scholar with distinction and excels in everything she does, all while contributing countless hours to various projects and activities. She is self-directed and talented across all academic disciplines. Throughout high school, Alyssa has been a committed member of Mepham's Advanced Science Research Program, where she has devoted countless hours to collecting and analyzing data and delivering presentations on how clothing choices can alter your perception. Alyssa will continue her pursuit of excellence next fall at the University of Virginia as an Eccles Scholar. Ladies and gentlemen, here to speak with you as your class valedictorian, Alyssa Diogardi.
Hello everyone. What an honor and privilege it is to be standing here before you today. 2020 graduates around the world have been robbed of the graduation ceremony they had rightfully earned. And just a few weeks ago, we ourselves were unsure if we would get our moment across the graduation stage. It's thanks to good fortune, patience, and devotion of the Mepham High School community that we are here today. And the efforts of everyone involved in enabling the ceremony haven't gone unnoticed. Thank you to Mr. Gomez, Dr. Karn, Mr. Safina, Mr. Del Rosario, faculty, staff, families, and everyone who worked so hard to make this ceremony possible. Getting to see all my friends and knowing that we are getting the graduation we deserve is all I could ask for. And I'd never take it.
What we're going to do is we're going to go into our cars. So, just to be safe. We're going to exit in the same manner. We're going to start with this row. If I could have monitors help me with this, please. We're going to wait it out in our cars, and we're going to come back to the field and finalize the ceremony. So I will keep you posted, I promise.
I'm not wearing my mask. Kind of hoping. Oh my god. Yeah, I have everything. Just like,
Well, we can.
got it. Yeah.
You put them down in here for now?
I don't know, because I don't know if we need to charge things my
Okay.
Can you bring it up, you think? Or?
Yeah,
Excuse me, guys.
Let him catch up
Right.
from the school up to get up the stairs.
Should we unplug?
What's that?
Should we unplug anything or turn anything
I'm
off?
here, I'm here. I have nothing, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna get through.
Because I kept trying to reach out to you, but you couldn't hear me.
Wow, when it started to rain?
No, when I was trying to ask about the battery.
Oh, whose battery is down to 35?
Ruby.
Mine's at 30 now.
Okay, what's yours at?
Well over 100.
Okay.
I'm fine. I
don't know what was happening, but I kept trying to reach out to you, but every time you didn't hear me or you weren't responding. T2.
Okay.
Sorry for giving you a cursed battery.
Right? I just thought the same thing, Derek. I knocked a pair of sunglasses off my sneak. It just started drizzling.
Mr. Bowman. Are we still doing the deployment that we did yesterday or through the main lobby? Got it. Got it. Excuse me? Okay, thanks.
Well, we'll hit it again. We got it, we'll hit it again.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Ruby, lead the camera. You got a good shot.
They were dry. They were good. Didn't stand a chance against those things. It really is. It's not.
Yeah?
I just realized. Why are people
Yeah,
saying,
dude.
Oh my god, look at that rainbow!
Another one?
There's a big old rainbow!
You know, people say Corona is like threw a curveball into the world.
Yeah?
No, it's not a curveball. It's the whole like that.
Got bigger too.
Strike one, Corona. Strike one, Corona. Strike two, set. Strike two, closings. Then ball 1, 2, 3, 4 are all the stages of reopening. We had to draw walk to get the winning run on first. Now we're up to that bottom of the ninth, 2-outs winning run on first. It is.
Wait, let's try no. There's another, maybe your camera can get the other rainbow.
Yeah, good. Get the fire, I would say fire those things up again and get the chairs really quick.
Do you see it?
He's coming.
Yeah, I can see it.
Sabina went down.
Right now I'm trying to figure out my battery issue. 29 hours. camera, please?
You want me to hit it?
Yeah. Don't hit the camera. Thank you. There you go, the draw sheet. I see that. Oh wow, yeah. Hey, we found the end of the rainbow. Yeah, I got.
I kept telling you to get the darn rainbow.
Shoot, I'm zooming in.
Try to get the whole thing, because it's a whole arc.
Can you see it? Let it to move up. Now zoom in. He goes perfect.
Oh, rainbow!
He goes perfect, and I'm like, wait. How about the rain stop and the rain stop? We might actually have something here.
Let us know when they're coming in. We'll play the music again. Right now. Matt, look.
Yes.
Someone got it. Wait, is this time?
Look, you got a rainbow. To your left, you got sunshine in front of you. That is a representation of hope, resiliency, and that's what this class represents. I want to hear a very loud round of applause because that's what you represent, the class of 2020. Mepham High School, strong, compassionate, respectful, filled with hope, filled with resilience, filled with strength. I'm going to go a little bit out of order here. We will now pay honor to all of our graduates, and we'll call them to the track. The reason why I'm not going to call you to the stage is because the field is wet, and I don't want anyone to slip here, so it's for safety reasons. And parents, if you want to come up and take pictures right in the middle, go right ahead. All right. So, I asked Assistant Principals Dr. Karn, Mr. Safina, and Mr. Del Rosario to assist in the calling of the names. We're going to start in that order. You're going to give the Assistant Principal your index card, and then I will give you a diploma case. Then you will take your picture in front of our backdrop. Michael Justino. Jordan Gluck. Julia Goves. Jonathan Goldsmith. Jada Gonzalez. Alexander Graber. Emma Reiner. Patrick Griffin. Alfonso Guerrero. Rachel Gervich. Evan Hamoud. Matt Haggai. Ryan Haggai. Catherine Hernandez. Daniel Hickey. Amanda Hodnett. Baruch Huda. Youssef Ibrahim. Lasaya Indrakanti. Nicolette Inzarilla. Molly Jaggett. Avery Johnson. Christina Johnson. Justin Erico. Hajra Kamal. Nicole Canelopoulos. Griffin Carp. There we go. Omar Nick Kayum. Kevin Kazokas. Brendan Keane. Canuck Canajau. Connor Keelan. Anton Imam. Rory King. Michael Plunder. Kirsten Knowles. Kajia
Kashi. Artina Krukuti. Samantha Kubica. Sydney Lamagra. Cole Langen. Brandon Langone. Joseph Lareo. Gianna Geronzik. Nicholas Gomez. And Arig Hassan.
All right, we're going to ask that everybody go back to your seats, please.
Congratulations to all of you. Let's get another round of applause. So proud of you. All right. Give her a second chance. And now to resume her speech, your class valedictorian, Miss Alyssa DeGardi.
Try this again. Hello, everyone. What an honor and privilege it is to be standing here before you today. 2020 graduates around the world have been robbed of the graduation ceremony they have rightfully earned. And just a few weeks ago, we ourselves were unsure if we would get our moment walking across the graduation stage. It's thanks to good fortune, patience, and devotion of the Mepham High School community that we are here today. And the efforts of everyone involved in enabling this ceremony haven't gone unnoticed. Thank you to Mr. Gomez, Dr. Karn, Mr. Sapina, Mr. De Rosario, faculty, staff, families, and everyone who worked so hard to make this ceremony possible. Getting to see all of my friends and knowing that we are getting the graduation we deserve is all I could ask for, and I never take such an opportunity for granted. Actually, if there's one thing in particular I've learned these past few months is to never take anything for granted. Ever. One day I was busy with schoolwork, a math test, scheduled events after school, college visits, but 24 hours later, everything changed, and none of that mattered. As Charles Dickens once said, it's crucial to reflect upon your present blessings. If I'm being honest, this is far from the senior year any of us have envisioned. The world threw a curveball at us, turning upside down the year we were finally supposed to be on top. There were no blueprints, no history to follow, no how-to books, and each day brought a new level of the unknown. Yet nevertheless, we refused to be knocked down, and we embraced the time in our lives that is rightfully ours. COVID-19 doesn't define us. Our story doesn't start here, and it most certainly doesn't end here. Instead, our story has been developing over the years, and it's thanks to our teachers, families, and friends who have stood by us that we are who we are today. So, when I reflect upon my present blessings, I'm thankful for my health, as well as the health of each and every one of you. For all of my teachers along the way, for challenging me and offering me the opportunity to explore my curiosities. For my friends, all of our late nights, inside jokes, group texts, bike rides, and bonfires that I'll cherish forever. And of course, for my family, for supporting and believing in me, and for filling my childhood with love and happiness. I don't say this nearly enough, but thank you. To my brother Justin for making me laugh and teaching me something new each and every day. To my sister Jordan for reminding me to have fun and enjoy the little things. And of course, thank you, Mom, for your constant optimism and endless encouragement. And thank you, Dad, for cheering me on and for believing in me from the very beginning. You've inspired me to give things my all, and have taught me that the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is always giving that little extra. You guys are my biggest fans, and words can't explain how grateful I am for everything you've done for me. I have the best family in the world. This ceremony isn't the only graduation my family, like many other families, has had to experience this year. My younger sister had her 6th grade drive-by graduation a few weeks ago, and watching her elementary school days come to an end brought back floods of memories of my own. In 6th grade, everything was so easy. The biggest decision you had to make was who to play with at recess, and no one criticized you for dreaming big. For those of you from Dinkelmeyer, you may even have faded memories of my graduation song. With friends and teachers to show you the way, we'll have to grow up and move on someday. How in the world is that day today? I often think of younger me, wondering what she would think of who I'd become and what I envisioned for my future. Which is fun to think about, but unless any of you got a time machine that you're willing to share, I'll never actually know her perspective for certain. And by the way, if any of you do happen to have a time machine, please find me after this ceremony. Though in actuality, I can't speak with past me, I'm more than capable of addressing the future me. And an assignment from my AP Literature teacher, Mrs. Seroff, has given me the perfect opportunity to do so. The week after AP testing, our class was told to write a letter to ourselves that she will deliver in 10 years, which is honestly one of the coolest assignments I've ever had. After the initial fears of sounding childish or completely predicting wrong subsided, I found myself at my dining room table at 2 in the morning, simply writing. I will not be sharing my entire letter with you today, partially because half of what I wrote won't make sense to you anyways, and partially because I still want the contents of my letter to be a surprise for my future self. But part of my letter stuck in my mind as I wrote this speech, so I would like to share it with you now. Looking back, I enjoyed my time in high school. I truly did. I achieved what I set out to do, stumbled upon new opportunities, and pushed my limits, all while having the time of my life with friends and family. Nevertheless, I can't help but demand that something changes as I embark upon this new chapter in my life. As I enter college, all of the cards are in my hands. It's my responsibility to make my dreams the forefront and choose the unknown over comfort. In high school, it was easy to settle into a schedule and go with the flow of everyday life. But consistency is boring, and as said by P.T. Barnum, comfort is the enemy of progress. When reading this 10 years later, I hope I could proudly say I've continued to push the limits and have refused to settle with what's easy. Dad often reminds me now not to lose sight of the bigger picture, but I think it's just as important to love the journey, not solely the destination. Future me, I hope you never lose your sense of wonder, never take one single breath for granted. I hope you never fear those mountains in the distance, never settle for the path of least resistance. What are the odds that I'm still listening to that song on repeat? I Hope You Dance by Leanne Womack. And I'll stop my letter there. The future isn't set in stone, and I encourage you, no matter your age, to speak to your future self. Because you're in full control if future you will listen. Before I go, I would like to leave you with one last thing. When navigating through life, Dr. Seuss has advised to be who you are and say what you feel. Let's break that down. Be who you are. Class of 2020, I want you to close your eyes. Actually do it. Close your eyes and reflect back on the past 4 years. What legacy will we as a class leave behind? We're seniors, sure, victors of sports championships and academic competitions alike. But more than that, we're spirited and cheer each other on. We're involved in our community, in projects both big and small. We've stood in unison at walkouts and protests, worked beside one another at holiday charity events, stayed in touch when the world went viral. As for saying what we feel, we've never been afraid to fight for what's right and use our voices to fight for change. We've known for years how to remain social while staying at a distance, and have mastered technology like no other generation has. Now I want you to take this a step further. Picture yourself. Who are you? The real you. The you who has persisted through 13 years of schooling, has made and lost friends, faced challenges from daily life to a global health pandemic. A child, grandchild, perhaps a sibling. A compilation of ups and downs, challenges and successes, dreams, ideas, and memories unique solely to you. Today and every day, fight for who you are. Say what's on your minds and don't quit until your goals are your accomplishments and your dreams are your reality. Today is just the beginning, and from here on out, you're in full control. Class of 2020, you can open your eyes now. Because our graduation year may seem more blurry than 2020 vision suggests, but it'll be the embracement of the selves we just envisioned that will lead to our future successes. The legacy of 2020 will be remembered for our resilience, kindness, and determination in spite of hardships. And the legacy of you will be defined by your self-confidence, the use of your voice, and your journey that lies ahead. Behind you are all of your experiences that have pushed your limits, opened your eyes, and led you here today. Before you is a milestone in your life, with friends and family here to cheer you on. And waiting for you is the rest of your life. So make the most of it, because we only get one shot at this. I want to personally thank my peers for the countless memories, both in and out of school, and for making my years at Mepham High School unforgettable. I am forever proud to call myself a 2020 graduate. Thank you.
Now is the time that you've all been waiting for. Will the members of the class of 2020 please rise? Members of our Board of Education, I certify to you as trustees of the Belmore Merrick Board of Education and Mr. DiTomaso, our superintendent, that the students before you have completed the required number of credits and passed the New York State exams in order to participate in this ceremony. Graduates, before my final words, you may move your tassels from the right side of the caps to your left. With the authority vested in me by the New York State Education Department and the Belmore Merrick Board of Education, I declare you, the class of 2020, graduates of Wellington C. Mepham High School. Congratulations. As we begin our recession, please wait for our staff member to direct you off the field. We're going to do our walkthrough through the building, and you will receive your diploma, awards, and a gift from Mepham High School and Belmore Merrick. Congratulations again. It's been an honor serving you as your principal.
Got it.